This video could be useful to lots of different people. Perhaps you're a gamer and you want to record your latest victories. Perhaps you're an educator and you want to make a presentation about computer programming. Or perhaps you want to preserve your family's videos by converting them from an old video format to something more modern. That's what this video is about. It explains how to use a computer to capture video from an external source, such as a game console, another computer, camera, or another device. This video contains 4 lessons learned while trying to record footage from external sources for Phottix TV. The first lesson is choosing a video capture device. This took an unusual amount of time, as there are so many different options. If you search Amazon.com for video capture card, you can see lots of listings. I'm not prepared to recommend one of these devices, at least not yet, as I'm not quite satisfied with the results. There were a lot of connection problems. Also, QuickTime couldn't see any video capture devices, which would have made this project so much easier. That was the first lesson. Make sure that whatever device you pick, it works with the software and hardware that you want to use. I wasted half a day updating an old laptop to the latest long-term support version of Ubuntu. When it was finally ready, there was a problem with the GPU or the graphics drivers. But, in general, here's a diagram of the setup. First, you have what you want to record. That's your source video. This connects to the video capture device as video in. The connection is typically through HDMI, but there are other connection options available. Then, the capture device needs to connect to your computer. That's the video out. This part is important. As I like this video capture card, it totally worked. However, it only has one video input and one video output. That is an important feature, as when I was recording footage from the Wii, I had to play hunched over my MacBook Air. Not comfortable. An important question to ask yourself is if you want to split and duplicate the signal. One video out connection could go to a monitor, while another could go to the computer. If that's something you want to do, then it's important to choose a video capture card that can handle it. Since this particular card was so cheap, I thought I could manage without it. But that second video out option was quickly missed. That's why I haven't quite given up on my other video capture device. This brings us to the second lesson, finding the right cables. Wow, what a nightmare. Since I recently moved, I thought I misplaced the AC adapter for the video capture device, as my computer couldn't detect it. I thought it was in a box somewhere, but which one? An adapter would be pulled out of a box, only to find that the end of the cable has a different type of connection. USB, the wrong size, the wrong voltage. So, when choosing a capture device, be cautious towards ones that require an external power supply. That's what the Amazon listing says. So, I took it apart. Clearly, it doesn't light up unless it's plugged in to a power supply. That's when I realized it's not working with USB-C. When I plugged it into my 2018 Mac Mini through a USB-A port, the computer found it right away, even with QuickTime. This leads to the next lesson, choosing the software. Now that I got QuickTime working, I'll probably be using that. Although, the use of Open Broadcaster software is quite common for video capture, as it's really good at what it does. That's it. That's the lesson. If you're capturing video, OBS is nice. As for the fourth lesson, that's choosing the right settings. It can be tricky to find your video source, but even after you do that, it can be tricky to get the quality that you're looking for. Originally, the Wii footage looked kinda blurry. When I switched the settings to not change the size of the source video, I was happy. There are a lot of options in OBS Studio, including live streaming options. Anyway, that's just a start, but I figured that I'd let the Photics TV community know about this little project. It's mostly working, and it will likely get even better. With this new technology and new knowledge, more types of video topics are now possible.